Recording. Okay, so to continue with where we left last time, let us try to understand what is the difference between your business intelligence and your data science. Now, if you look at data science, as data science as is used in business, you can say is mainly driven by data. Okay, where many different interdisciplinary, you can say, sciences are applied together to extract meaningful and insights from the available business data, okay, which is, you can say, large in nature and very complex. Whereas on the other hand, you'll find that your business intelligence or BI, it helps monitor the current state of business data, and it helps understand the historical performance of the business. Okay, so this is one of the differences. Data science, you'll find that can analyze the past data, especially the trends and the patterns, to make future predictions. Okay, while BI will help you interpret the past data. Okay, so that's one difference again. If you look at the business, the the data science, it is more used for predictive analytics or even the prescriptive analytics. Okay, whereas your business intelligence is mainly used for reporting purpose, or you can call it as a descriptive analytics. Okay, so more reporting is done in case of business intelligence, whereas in data science, more of prediction is done, you can say, prescription is done. So predictive analytics and or the prescriptive analytics is often used in data science. Whereas in BI, we make use of reporting, or you can say the descriptive analytics part. Now, both your data science and your business intelligence usually focuses on data. Okay, so the main focus would always be, in both the cases, would be data. And the aim is to provide some favorable outcome. That is the main aim. Okay, which in case you can say of the business, maybe the profit margin, or might be the customer retention, or even the new market capture and so on. There can be, in case of, especially in case of business. So these are some of the areas which it might focus on. And both these fields, like your data science and your business intelligence, they have the capabilities for interpreting the data and engage in you can say the technical experts who can translate or transform the data into some sort of insight, or into a competitive intelligence as well. Okay, so both of them are into this same area of interpreting the data. And both the business intelligence and data science offers a reliable decision support system, that is, in short, DSS, to the executives, or to the managers, or even the frontline operators who are experts in their respective field of work, and expect reliable help and support from the data experts for making the data-driven decisions as a whole. And if you look at the major point of difference between your data science and your business intelligence, is that while your BI or business intelligence is designed to handle the static and highly structured data, your data science can handle the high speed, the high volume, and a complex, you can say even multi-structured data from the different wide, or you can say the wide varieties of data sources through which the live data can be collected. Whereas your BI can only understand data which is pre-formatted in a particular, you can say, certain formats. The data science, on the other hand, uses technologies like big data, then your IoT, then even cloud computing. And through all this, you can say, platforms or technologies, data science can, uh, collect, or you can say clean, prepare, and analyze the data. They can report the data in different types of, you can say, free form data, which is gathered. And a proper reporting can be done from different varieties of data, data which can also be collected from the operational touch points as well. So data science is more related to, you can say, live and high speed and high volume data. Okay, whereas BI will work only on the static and, highly structured data, which is in a particular format. Okay, that is one of the major difference between your BI and data science. Okay, so these were the few points which I thought I would highlight, where we can understand the difference between your business intelligence and data science. If you have any questions based on this two terms which we'll be using, you can ask me now, and or we can go ahead and discuss more on the different types of analytics, especially the 4 different types of analytics which are available. Any questions on understanding what is the difference between data science and business intelligence? Anyone? You can put it in the chat if you have any question. Okay, so I think there's no doubt. I hope I have made it very much clear what is the difference between both of them. So going ahead, let us look at the different, you can say, the types and the main types. In fact, there are many types of analytics which will be available. If you Google it out, you'll find n number of types you will come up with, or you'll find. But the major types are, main types are the 4 different types of analytics which are available. Okay, so we'll begin with the first one, which is your diagnostic analytics. Okay, so the first question that we can ask is, what exactly is diagnostic analytics? Okay, now we can see that diagnostic analytics is a advanced form of analytics that usually focuses on explaining why something has happened, which is from of course based from the data analysis, of course. Okay, so you can say that the doctor, if suppose he's investigating a patient's symptom, they aim to understand what is the actual issue, okay, or determine why an issue is happening. So even diagnostic analytics would be working in the same way. Okay, why something has happened, that is what they're actually trying to find. For example, if you take some questions based on diagnostic analytics, and especially related to business, so you can say that why did this particular, you can say, let us say, the market ad campaign which we run failed. Okay, that can be a question. So why a particular sales in a, let us say, a certain region has increased suddenly. Okay, so there's a question there. Or let us say why did a particular employee or employee from a particular department did not perform well, or had is falling short of the targets this month. Okay, whereas his performance for the other months were very good. So such type of questions usually are raised and answered in case of your diagnostic analytics. Okay, so you'll find that diagnostic analytics usually allows the user to identify the anomalies by the highlighting areas that could require further studies. Okay, and which can pinpoint when that particular trend or data point raises questions that can't be answered easily, or without deeper digging into that particular question, you cannot find the answer to that. Okay, so you can see it goes deeper into that problem, and tries to, analyze it further and tries to answer this question of why. Okay. And your diagnostic analytics offer data discovery, you can say data discovery, then drill down and data mining and data correlationship, and tries to, find an answer for all this. Drilling down into data allows usually the users to, identify the potential sources for the anomalies, and they are able to discover that in the first step. And even the analytics, can use this, you can say, the capacities to examine the pattern both within and, within and external to the data, especially to draw some, informed conclusion. And you'll find that there are some useful tools which are related to your diagnostic analytics, like your probability theory, or even filtering, and you might have heard about regression analytics. Okay. Or even your time series data analysis. Okay, these are all useful tools which are related to your diagnostic analytics, to facilitate their processes. Okay. And if you go into further, if I want to summarize this diagnostic analytics, you can say that diagnostic analytics tool aids an analyst to, dig deeper into an issue or a problem which is at hand, so that, they can arrive at the source of problems, you can say. And diagnostic analytics is a form of advanced analytics, as I said, that can examine the data, or, the content, to answer the question like, why did it happen? That can be the question. And it is, characterized by techniques such as I said, the drill down, or data discovery, data mining, and correlationship, and so on. And in a structured business environment, you'll find that the tools for both your diagnostic analytics and even descriptive analytics, usually go hand in hand. Okay, they are very much related to each other. And one more thing we can say, as I said in the previous point also, that your diagnostic analytics take a deeper look into the data, to, understand it better, that to understand the actual cause of a particular behavior or a particular event which is happening, so that they can answer the critical questions of for the workforce, or for the employees of that particular organization who's working on that particular, you can say, task or business, or some might be a campaign. Okay, so understanding it much better, uh, going deeper into the analytical part or the data part, to understand it much better, why such thing is happening in the business, is the main purpose of your diagnostic analytics. Okay, I hope with some points here I have made it clear. The second type, you can say, of the analytics is your descriptive analytics. And you'll find that even those who have written research papers, I've seen many of them writing research papers, might have used descriptive analysis, okay, a lot while doing, if they have used SPSS, or, even Excel. Through Excel, they might have done it. So let us try to understand what is descriptive analytics. Okay. And in fact, if you look at the name itself, it tells you descriptive, the word descriptive, it itself tells you, okay, it is going to describe something there. So in case of businesses, they are going to describe the state of your business. Okay, so, and if it is a research area or a research topic, they will try to, describe the state of that particular research. Okay, and these solutions usually, especially the descriptive analytics, will is there to process a large amount of data, and, reconfigure it into a simple interpretable forms, like, the tables, or even the charts or the graphs which you produce. So you'll find that lots of tables, or you can say the simplified data, is presented in case of descriptive analytics. Even as I said, the charts and the graphs are representing your data. Okay, and it gives a very clear picture of what that particular data is telling you. Okay, and this information could be, made up of any statistics, you can say, which can be used, or any event or any trend, or even a specific time frame from your, let us say, from your manufacturing past. The data can be, so the past data can be easily used to do all this, in case of, especially in case of your descriptive analytics. So we can take one common example. So one common example is analyzing your seasonal purchasing trend. Okay, to determine the best time to, especially if you're launching a new product or something like that. So if I can analyze the seasonal purchasing trend of from the data which I have, I can easily find out the best time to launch a new product. Okay, so this is one of the example which I can remember that can be used, especially which is part of your descriptive analytics. So you can see that usually you'll find that consumers have a particular pattern or habit. Okay, and looking at the historical data is a very effective way of predicting their responses in future as well. So that is how this analytics works here. So it uses the historical data to identify the different patterns, or analyze the behavior of a particular, you can say, either the consumer or might be the supplier or some or the other events, you can say. Okay, and descriptive analytics, or you can also call it as statistics, can demonstrate everything from even from your total stock inventory to the the progress of your sales figure over a period of time, like previous few years, you can say. Okay, so they can show a typical amount of, you can say, the customer spend, and whether this sum is likely to increase in a certain time. Even that can be analyzed. And if you can say, the diagnostic analytics are about answering the why questions, the descriptive analytics would explain the what. Okay, so descriptive, you'll find that wherever you go, there can be a question. Okay, what happened in past? That can be a sort of question that can be answered by descriptive analytics. Okay, so I hope you have understood what descriptive analytics is. So just to summarize on some points, so we can say that descriptive analytics or analysis, or you can also call it as statistics, can summarize your raw data and convert it into a form of you can say tables or charts, which can be easily understood by humans. Okay, or even a picture, in a form of a picture, that the picture can be a chart or a graph as well. Okay, they can describe in detail about a particular event that has occurred in the past. Okay, that is one of the points. And it also helps in deriving any pattern, if from the past events or from the past data, or drawing interpretations from them, so that we can have a better strategy in case the same event occurs in future as well. Okay, so again, you can say, to summarize, one more point we can add here is that it is, you can say, the most commonly and frequently used type of analytics across all types of, you can say, organizations. So whether it is an institution like an educational institution, or a manufacturing unit, or any sort of business, you can say, you'll find that descriptive analytics is used more often than any other one. And it is also crucial in revealing the the key matrices, or you can say the key measures within any business, which can help us understand, or try to find out the performance of the organization. So you might have heard of the word KPIs, okay, which says the key performance indicators. Okay, so descriptive analytics, to summarize, as I said, also known as your statistics, and it is more about describing in detail about the events which has occurred in the past, and helping also understand or interpreting the past data, so that a better strategy can be formed, and so that we can handle the same type of events if it occurs in future as well. So that is the use of your, you can say, the descriptive analytics. Okay, so these were the two analytics, and coming to the third one, there are two more which are very common and very frequently used everywhere. The third one can be your predictive analytics. Okay, so your predictive and your, especially your descriptive analytics, are totally opposite in objectives. Okay, but they are very much, you can say, closely related to each other, and this is because okay, you need accurate information about the past, because both of them are going to work on the past data. Okay, so they are more concerned with the past data here, and that's why it is closely related here. Your predictive tools, they attempt to fill the gap which is available in the data. Okay, so if your descriptive analytics answers the question what happened in the past, your predictive analytics will answer questions like what might happen in the future. Okay, so uh, your predictive analytics is using the past data to predict the future. Okay, so what might happen is in the future is the question that is answered by your predictive analytics. Okay, now predictive analytics, usually takes the historical data from the different tools or the different systems which are available, like your customer relationship management system, or your POS, or your HR, or your ERP. Okay, these are the system through which it collects all this historical data, and it uses it to highlight the different patterns which can be formed. Okay, and then using the algorithms and the various statistical models and even machine learning can be employed, to capture the correlationship between the, you can see, the targeted data sets which is collected. Okay, and most, you can say, the commonly or the commercial example that I can remember of predictive analytics can be in a banking sector, regarding the, you can see, the credit scores of where, the bank uses the historical information to, predict whether or not a candidate or a customer is likely to keep up with the payments, uh, whether there'll be there is a chance of, a default on the payments or the loans which he might be borrowing. Okay, and it works in much the same way for any other sector, like, the manufacturing, or even you can say a service sector. It will work the same way, except that, they will usually try to find out if, like, if the particular product is selling, will sell in future or not. Okay, so predictive analytics usually focuses more on the future of the business, rather than the current or the past, but definitely it is using the past data to do the predictions and so on. Then we have this the fourth one, which is your prescriptive analytics. Okay, so of your diagnostic and predictive and your descriptive, and now the, you can see, the uh, prescriptive analytics, which is more of, giving like a prescription, telling, what might happen, like that was your predictive. So in case of prescriptive, it is like, what do we have to do to make it happen? That is the question that will be answered in your prescriptive analytics. Okay, so like the tools which enables the companies to view the potential decisions, and based on both the current and the historical data, they follow them through a likely outcome. So prescriptive is going to make use of both your current data and the historical data together, to come up with the outcomes, like your, okay, and like your predictive analytics, your descriptive analytics won't be always 100% right, all the time. Okay, so it gives you alternatives. You can see, they might come up with some viability decisions. Okay, like seeing into what is the best way of seeing the future, or you can say what are the different types of decision that can be taken, and based on it is up to you which one, which opinion to select. Okay, and check what can be done so that a particular thing can happen in future. So that is what your prescriptive analytics is all about. Or you can also say, okay, who will this particular action change the outcome? So how a particular action, if taken today, will help change or achieve what I want in future. So even that can be, answered using your prescriptive analytics. Okay, so usually you'll find a prescriptive analytics deals more with, you can say a trial and error type of a thing. So especially when you might have done in your research paper hypothesis testing, where you have multiple questions there. Okay, if that is how it is, trial and error sort of approach. So you'll find that prescriptive analytics is answering about questions like what has to be done so that we can achieve a particular thing in, you can say, future, or in near future, you can say. Okay, so I hope you have understood. Again, I'll try to summarize this prescriptive analytics. You can say it is an analytics which explains the step-by-step process of a particular situation in simple words. Like if I have to take an example, like let us take an example, like you are on the Google map. Okay, and you want to go from one place to another. Okay, and you search for that location. Now when searching for the location, you might get different routes for the same, from your point where you're going to start from to where you want to go. So there might be, 2 3 routes which are available to go to that particular destination. Let us take an example of Uber. Okay, so the Uber drive, usually gets this G maps they have, and to go to a particular destination, they will pick up the best route which is available, which is okay, the shortest route, or a route which will help me reach the destination in a smaller time, or less time, you can say. Okay, so alternates are given in such cases. Okay, so you will find that uh, your prescriptive analytics usually goes in trial and error. Okay, it might not work that way, but it is helping you can say the person or the Uber driver in this case to choose the best, you can say, route to, reach that particular destination. Okay, so this can be one of the example which I can remember, especially for your prescriptive analytics. Okay, so broadly speaking, these are the more main, you can say, 4 types of analytics which you'll find. And if I have to, summarize this further and try to understand the difference, between all these 4 types, uh, there can be some, similarity also between all the 4, and some differences. So if I have to do, differentiation between all these 4, so there can be points like, all of them, like whether it is diagnostic analytics, descriptive, predictive, or prescriptive, all are going to make use of the historical data. Okay, that's one common thing between all the 4. In case of diagnostic analytics, it is going to identify the data anomalies. Okay, whereas in descriptive, it is going to reconfigure the data into easy to read formats. Okay, like in form of say table, charts, and graphs, and so on. Whereas in case of predictive, it is going to fill the gap between or gap in the available data. So filling of the gaps in the available data is the main work of your predictive analytics. And in case of descriptive, it is going to estimate the outcome based on you can say, different variables. Okay, that can be said about the prescriptive analytics. Whereas coming back to your diagnostic analytics, it highlights data trends. Okay, your diagnostic analytics will highlight the data trends, whereas your descriptive is going to describe the state of, your business operations. Okay, and your predictive is going to create data models, whereas your prescriptive will offer suggestions, okay, or you can say options for the outcomes which you want to achieve. Okay, diagnostic again is going to investigate underlying issues. It is going to go deeper into the data and try to answer or find a solution for your problems. Okay, so it is going to investigate the underlying issues in the data, which you have the past data, of course. And the descriptive is going to learn from the past. It is going to help us learn from the past data. The predictive is going to forecast the potential future outcomes. Okay, and your prescriptive is going to use the you can say the algorithms or the artificial intelligence and your machine learning tools, uh, to have to understand about the outcomes as well. And finally, the questions which are asked by all this four different types of analytics would be like, for in case of diagnostic analytics, it is going to answer the questions of the why questions usually, whereas the descriptive answers what questions, and predictive is going to ask what might happen questions, and your prescriptive is going to answer if then questions. Okay, if this then what, okay, if this then what. Okay, so because we have options there. Okay, so I hope you have briefly understood the different especially this four types of analytics which we went through. If you have any questions based on this, you can ask me. Anyone? Now if you look at the different you can say the tools for analytics. Now, one of the tools which we'll be learning is R programming. Okay, then we have this Tableau public, which is there. Then Python, which is another tool which is used for analytics. Then SAS, okay, uh, which is statistics as a software. And then we have this Apache Spark, which we looked at last time. Then even Excel, the MS Excel is a great tool for analytics as well. Okay. Then there are terms like, you might have, I don't know whether you have heard or not, but tool like Rapid Miner, okay, or Splunk or something like that. There are many other tools which are available. If you Google out, you'll find there are many such tools. Then we have Olic View, OLIK, OLIK View. That is one Olic View, which is another tool which is used. Uh, in our syllabus, we are going to focus on R programming, Tableau, and Python. These are the three, you can say, tool which we'll be learning. Excel we have already done. So those who are also, keen on improving your Excel skills can please work on it, because whenever you go for a job, you'll definitely require it. Okay. And there's a question from Aniket which says, what is Power BI? Okay, Power BI is usually mainly used for your graphs, dashboards, and so on. Okay, so if you're interested, like what we are doing, we are going to learn in Tableau. Okay, and similar things can be done through Power BI. This is again a tool for especially graphical interface, which gives you pictures, dashboards, stories. All that can be done through Power BI. Okay, so I think uh, we have still some time left. So we'll go through some few more keywords, which is important in case of analytics. So let us try to understand the keyword insights. We have been using lots of this, finding insights into the data. Whenever I say insights into the data, what do I mean here? So insights usually form, you can say, the cornerstone for any of the design, and you can say the innovation processes. Okay, and it you can say that it is something which is creating a new value for your customer. Okay, so when we say, okay, we have found and we are trying to find some insight into a data, we are trying to search for something new, or uh, we are trying to innovate something, innovative ideas or something might come up from the insights which we get from the data. Okay, and as per the dictionary meaning, if you look at the dictionary, it is said to be the capacity to gain an accurate and deep understanding of something, or you can say of someone. So that is the dictionary meaning of insight. Okay. Now, insight is not just data or an observation, or you can say a customer wish or a statement which is needed. Okay, it is more than that, and a casual, you can say a casual observation and simply having knowledge is not enough. Remember, your insight uh, definition, takes lots of skills and lots of work to be done on the areas of creativity and deep thinking craft. Okay, this is or persistence, you know trying to find out things which no one knows is something very important in this case. And the most, you can say, the powerful insights come from the rigor and the serious analysis to translate this the huge or large amount of data which is at our dispose. And we have to compile it, make it error free, then try to correct the data also. So filtering it and then analyzing it. Lots of hard work is involved in getting an insight from a data. And organizations who want to use this insight as a you can say a platform for an organic growth requires a process that is both scalable and repeatable, so that it can become a routine within the organization with so that they can keep on working on it and predicting the results or the outcomes for long-term results or long-term gains as such. And there are some, we can say, various definitions which are available of the insights. So if I have to look at that, when we come next, we'll look at the different types of definitions which we'll find about what do you exactly mean by insights and so on. But I think I have given you a brief idea about what exactly insights will be talking about. Okay, it is not about just you know looking at some simple question and answering that, but it requires lots of analytical thinking, logical thinking is required, and creativity is required, thinking out of box. That is when we say that is required a lot.